Hello and welcome to another episode of Don Allphin on Fishing. It's approaching the spawn for the kokanee, and we only have a couple of 3 more weeks to fish before it closes for the spawn. So I thought that today I would show you what it looks like when you have kokanee coming in and stacking up in a specific area. So here I'm focusing in on the finder. All of these fish right here from the bottom all the way up to 35 feet are in fact kokanee, and that's what I'm jigging for. Now the other day I came out very early. Notice the time says it's 7:31 a.m. Last time I was doing some filming, I had my 3 fish in the boat by 6:30. So between 6 o'clock and 6:30 in the morning I was able to catch the 3 fish. Now I think that there was something to do with the moon phase and other kinds of things that created that, but I purposely came out a little bit later this morning. I want to just see if the fish are in a biting mood or if they're not. So enjoy this episode. I'm just going to be showing you several of these shots. Notice there's an active fish that just came up at 30 feet. Those are the fish that I call biters. They to me give me the best opportunity. So if I'm fishing a school like this with a bunch of fish, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fish the uppermost fish that are there. And then if I can't do those, then if it gets a thicker line or a thicker bunch of fish down below, then I'll drop down below. But hope you enjoy this episode, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thanks a lot for watching. Well, I've just dropped down, and of course I'm fishing the same kokanator, the same green kokanator with green. Today I have green corn on, but basically that's what I'm fishing with, is a 1/2 ounce Chartreuse kokanator, and I just dropped down to some fish at about 40 feet, and got an instant bite. Missed the fish, brought it up, and of course he'd stripped me clean of my bait, so I went ahead and rebaited. And now that school that I was on has moved down to the bottom, so I'm fishing at 53 feet, and I was kind of excited that I had a couple of bites right there, but and sometimes what happens is that they like to bite on the slack line. So as I lift my rod up and then let it drop back down, that's sometimes when they hit, and when they do that, you cannot feel them. And so it has to you have to have your timing just absolutely perfect to be able to know that those fish have hit, and then just set the hook and have them. So not a problem. Patience is a virtue when it comes to jigging for kokanee anyway. So I'm just happy that the fish are still interested in the Chartreuse, so it's going to be, I think, an exciting morning for us. And yep, I had most of my bait's gone. Now look down there and see, that's my line. That's my line going up. You see, those are the fish that were there, and those were biters. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. Let's go. I don't know what that is. That might be a rainbow, might be a kokanee. I'm not sure which. But that's I've been following those fish up again. Oh, hey, nice coke. Beautiful coke. Great job. That was easy. So you can see my diagonal line coming down. I'm headed right to that 38 feet mark where I see those fish working, and that's where I'll start jigging. That last fish, I had to chase him all the way down to the bottom before he hit. He started right at 35 feet, and then I saw him move down to the bottom, and I just followed him down with my spoon, and there he was. So, you kind of have to play it by ear. You can't guarantee what kind of activity you're going to have down there, especially when these fish are staging for the spawn. They're acting a little weird, and they're kind of acting as individuals, not necessarily as schools. At least in this particular area. Well, don't know what we've got here, but it's a big fish.
really fighting hard. Really, really fighting hard. Yep, another nice coke. Very nice.
Quite frankly, I haven't had to chase the fish up and down the column quite so much as I am this morning. These fish are really, really active and really moving up and down and around and through, and so it you know, that's a blessing and a curse. You know, the blessing is that they're really active, and if you can get in front of one, he's gonna bite. But the curse in it is that these fish are so active that it's really hard for you to stay on the active fish because they're moving up and down so fast. I mean, we're talking going from 50 feet to 30 feet and then down to 55 feet, and doing that all within the span of the cone of the transducer. So that's really some fast moving fish, and we know kokanee do that. But when they're individuals and they're getting ready to, you know, they're staging for the spawn, then it even becomes more erratic behavior. But that's why it's so much fun. This is so fun to do, and as I've said so many times, patience is a virtue. You've got to pay your dues a little bit to be able to understand what they're doing and understand their behavior. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I'm filming this today, is I'd like to show you, you know, kind of, this is a little bit more advanced technique of chasing fish from the middle to the bottom of the column as soon as you see them on the finder, and decide which fish you're going to try for.
Well, let's see what we've got here. It feels like a pretty good fish. It is. Nice coke. That's the third one. Very nice fish. Really active. Very nice. Thanks for watching today's episode of Don Allphin on Fishing. I wanted to show you what I'm using today. This little shoe peg fire corn in the Chartreuse color, and also I'm still going with my half-ounce Kokanator with a red hook, made by P-Line. You know, today I wanted to give you a better idea of what I am doing when I tell you that I chase the fish up and down the column. So as this closes, I just want to point out to you a few things. These are kokanee down here on the bottom, and they're also kokanee here. Now this, quite frankly, these are bait fish way up top that are literally from the surface all the way down to 25 feet. But I would go to here, and then I would go to here and here and here, meaning I'd go to the highest fish, and then as that fish left, or there were other fish down on the bottom, I'd run down there, and if they moved up in the column, I'd move up to them. And once again, patience is the key. But eventually those fish, when they go up and they come down, they're kind of looking like this swimming up and down, like almost like a yo-yo kind of thing. That is when the fish bite. And it's really, really important as they're staging for the spawn that you realize that, and that you have patience and you work your jig, your spoon up and down, up and down, up and down, to be right in front of the fish. And then you don't make wild swings up, but just a 2 to 3 foot swing, and then let it fall on a slack line. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this little technical issue of Don Allphin on Fishing, and we'll catch you soon.